Student loans. A student loan is a loan you take out to help pay for your university studies. In this nugget, we will be looking at how student loans work in the UK. Student loans are administered by Student Finance in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Student finance in the 4 countries of the UK works slightly differently, and terms and conditions change often. But this nugget will give you a general overview. A student loan is just one way you might get financial help for your studies. There are other ways as well, such as applying for specialist grants and bursaries. A student loan is split into 2 parts: a tuition loan that is paid directly to your university, and a maintenance loan which is paid to you. How much you will be able to borrow depends on your personal circumstances. Usually, the loan company will look at your household income, along with some other factors. Both parts of the loan are your responsibility to pay back. Your student loan starts accruing interest from the date the first payment is made to you. This means that, like other loans, your total debt will increase over time, unless the payments you make are greater than the interest. The rate of interest changes every year and is linked to the retail price index, which is a statistic used to measure the rate of inflation. The exact interest rate also depends on when you take out your loan and how much you earn. You do not start paying back your student loan until after you have finished studying, and only if you are earning above a certain amount, known as the threshold. Your repayment is a percentage of the part of your income that's above the threshold. If you are employed, then your payments will be taken through the pay-as-you-earn (PAYE) system. This is the same way your income tax is deducted. You will see the amount you have paid on your payslip. If you are self-employed, then you will complete a tax return at the end of every financial year. Your student loan repayment amount for that year will then be calculated, and you can make a payment. You can also make a voluntary repayment at any time. Let's look at an example. Here, we are told the threshold is £26,575, and the repayment is 9% of any income above the threshold. The question tells us that Rita earns £29,871, which is above the threshold, so she will be making a repayment. Step 1. We work out how much of Rita's income is above the threshold by doing 29,871 subtract 26,575, which gives us 3,296. Step 2. We can work out what 9% of this is by using the decimal multiplier for 9%, which is 0.09. This gives us an answer of 296.64, which is the amount to be repaid annually. In step 3, we can take the annual repayment and divide by 12 to get the monthly repayment amount. Rita repays £24.72 a month. We can see that as Rita only earns just above the threshold, she will only be making a relatively small monthly repayment. Once you have taken out a student loan, you will start to receive statements. You may be sent these in the post, or you may have to log into an online portal to view them. A statement will show you the opening balance, the interest that has been added, and payments you have made. At the end of the statement is the closing balance. In this example, you can see that interest is added every month on the last day. These are shown in the debit column because they are charges. In April, May, and June, the interest rate is the same, but the amount charged goes up slightly every month. This is because the interest is compound interest, so it is added every month, and then the next month, the amount of the loan has grown. In July, the interest rate changes. This may be because of the amount the person is now earning. There are 5 PAYE payments made on the 25th of each month, and there is one additional payment. These are in the credit column because they are money being paid into the account. They may not have made a payment every month because in some months their earnings may have fallen below the threshold for repayment. Let's look at a question where we start with an opening balance and have to work out the closing balance. At the start of 2023, Michael had a student loan debt of £22,000. 3% interest is calculated and added annually on the balance. His repayments in 2023 total £830. Part A asks us how much interest does he pay. To find the interest, we need to work out 3% of £22,000. The easiest way to do this is to use a decimal multiplier. Dividing 3 by 100, we get 0.03. 0.03 multiplied by 22,000 is 660. So Michael pays £660 in interest during 2023. In Part B, we are asked what will the balance be at the end of the year. The new balance will be the previous balance plus the interest minus any repayment. The question tells us the previous balance is 22,000, and we have already worked out the interest charged is 660. We also have the repayment amount of 830 from the question. Putting these numbers into our formula, we get 21,830. At the end of the year, Michael's balance will be £21,830.